We start in the US this hour, though, because Anthony Albanese has been met with fervent praise by the US President Donald Trump at their meeting at the White House this morning as the pair sealed a critical minerals deal. But Kevin Rudd wasn't so lucky with any praise. Live to Political Editor Andrew Clennell, who's live for us in Washington, DC. So bring us up to speed, Andrew. What happened this morning?
Well, if you're Anthony Albanese coming to this meeting, what would you want? You'd want Donald Trump to endorse AUKUS. You'd want Donald Trump to praise you. You'd want him to say you're not going to get any higher tariffs. And you'd want avoidance of issues like Palestine and climate change and the like. And you might want Donald Trump to say he'll visit Australia. And pretty much all of that happened. So that was the good news for Anthony Albanese. He's seeing it as a triumph. May well he do that. It wasn't in the Oval Office as scheduled, it was in the Cabinet room because they were signing off on a critical minerals deal, which was the centrepiece of it, $1 billion from each government to ensure that Australian critical minerals are processed onshore and sent to America, prioritised to America. So all good news for Anthony Albanese. But there's been a suspicion in the background. Why has it taken 9 months to get this meeting, especially when Donald Trump's so effusive of his praise of Albanese and indeed the relationship with Australia? Many people have thought some of it might have to do with the fact the Ambassador Kevin Rudd has previously made highly critical comments about Donald Trump, calling him destructive, calling him a traitor of the West. So I was trying to get to why it had taken so long, and I put a few things in there in my question to the President, including Palestine and climate change. I didn't realise that Kevin Rudd was sitting right below me as I was talking across the table trying to get my question to Donald Trump. We have a new angle of this, the cutaways of Kevin Rudd this hour, so let's play the exchange now.
There's been concern in Australia that it's taken 9 months to get this meeting. Have you had any concerns with this administration, with its stance on Palestine, climate change, or even things the ambassador said about you in the past, the Australian ambassador?
I don't know anything about him. I mean, if he said bad, then maybe he'll like to apologize. I really don't know. Did an ambassador say something bad about him? Don't tell me. I don't know. Where is he? Is he still working for you?
Yeah.
You said bad?
Before I took this position, Mr. President,
I don't like you either. I don't, and I probably never will.
So as journalists left the room, Kevin Rudd said sorry from all accounts. That was overheard. And Donald Trump is said by government sources to have replied, all is forgiven. But here was Donald Trump endorsing the AUKUS nuclear submarine agreement. Must be music to the ears of the Australian Defence Force, the Prime Minister, the Defence Minister, Donald Trump saying not only are we all in on this agreement, we do have the capacity to supply Australia with nuclear submarines going forward.
Have you gone across the details of the deal? Do you support it, and will you honour it?
It was made a while ago, and nobody did anything about it, and it was going too slowly. We do actually have a lot of submarines. We have the best submarines in the world, anywhere in the world, and we're building a few more currently under construction. And now we're starting, we have it all set. With Anthony, we've worked on this long and hard, and we're starting that process right now, and I think it's really moving along very rapidly, very well.
And there's been plenty of column inches written in recent times saying Australia should listen to Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, and increase significantly our defence spending. Donald Trump today has given Anthony Albanese a leave pass on this one.
Are you now satisfied with Australia's defence investment, or do you want Australia to invest more in defence?
Well, I'd always like more, but they have to do what they have to do. You know, you can only do so much. I think they've been great, and I think their military has been very strong.
We're not going to get a reduction in our 10% uniform tariff from the US, but it is the lowest level of tariff that this administration is imposing, and Donald Trump made it clear to the Prime Minister there is no prospect of an increase in that tariff, which is a good news for business.
Why does America slap such heavy tariffs on a friend and ally?
Well, we don't, yeah. Well, we do in some cases. We do in many cases because we've been treated unfairly, but actually the tariffs are very light. The one thing is you buy a lot of airplanes, so that helps. Australia pays among the lowest tariffs.
And Pete, finally I wanted to play this one, how the worm turns. I mean, Donald Trump was used as a weapon by the Labor Party against Peter Dutton at the election campaign, yet here you'll hear an answer to this question on who's the favourite Australian Prime Minister he's dealt with, Donald Trump praising Anthony Albanese, and without a hint of irony, the Australian Prime Minister says, I'll use that one in the next election campaign.
Well, I got along. I mean, that wouldn't be fair because, you know, the man on my right has a big advantage. You know that, right? But I think he's doing a really good job, and we've had a very good relationship. I don't want to compare one with the other, but I'll tell you, this one is, they really have a great Prime Minister.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll use it in my ads in 28.
So there you go, almost all the way with LBJ vibes, Pete.
Yeah.
US and Australia, great mates once again. Was it ever in any doubt? Donald Trump said at the start of the meeting or the press conference there was no doubt about it. And Anthony Albanese's had a 3-hour meeting with Donald Trump and a 3-course lunch with his cabinet. He's got dinner tonight with the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Fair to say the Prime Minister's chuffed here in Washington tonight.